Hello everyone, this is Olga show for you every Saturday night. We are with you. Welcome California and welcome every state in the United States. Also everywhere in the world we are welcoming you to Olga show. If you want to call us, please call us at 408-912-5265, 408-912-5265. We are in San Jose, capital of Silicon Valley. If you want to see us at Ustream, please do so. We are under Olga show. Then you can see us what we are doing directly in the studio. Ustream.tv and you search for Olga show. Later we're gonna post our videos on YouTube. Again, search olgashow.org. You will see latest videos and then they will be on YouTube available. Among of almost 500 videos we already have for you. We have wonderful guests today. You can ask them questions by calling 408-912-5265. You can do it through Olga Show Skype. You can do it through Olga Show tweets, or you can do it through email by olga@olga-show.com. olga-show.com. All of this information at olgashow.org. olgashow.org. And you can find us also on any internet radio by dialing or not by dialing, by simply putting www.u for universal 923fm.com and click button live. So if you don't have radio, no problems. We on every mobile device, any computer device, or any gadgets connected to the internet, you will be able to find us. Okay, we start with our wonderful guest. Hi, Stan Kelman. He is from company called Credit Karma. Very important with credit history, spending habits, and money-making machines here in USA. So please tell us what and why we need to worry about our credit score and how you can help us.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me to the show, and belated Valentine's Day to everybody.
Yes, hello, thank you. Valentine's Day.
Happy belated Valentine's Day, everybody.
And that's my intern, Ashwin. Yes, how is your Valentine's Day?
It was okay.
Slow? Okay. Well, we are, as adults, I guess, we really blast it off. Now you can have sale on candies, chocolate.
Yes.
I could use some chocolate now.
Yes, we need some dark chocolate, lots of antioxidants. But if we have a good credit score, then we deserve antioxidants, right?
Well, I think you can get antioxidants with any credit score, but maybe other things are harder to get if your scores are not that great.
Yeah, because...
So some of the things that it affects might surprise you. Getting a job is one of them. Getting good rates on car insurance or home insurance is another thing to worry about, is if your credit history is not that clean. So that's just a few things to start off thinking about.
I thought it's only when you apply for a loan, not when you're applying for a job or like other things.
Well, that's how it used to be, and then people slowly figured out that those things are useful for screening people for anything else. And I remember a couple of years ago I was working at this college where this woman passed all the interviews, and we were welcoming her to teach with us, and then corporate found out that she had some late payments on student loans and they didn't take her. And that was an example of where it can make or break your career.
So credit score is really, really important for your entire life.
Most of it. You can still get dark chocolate, but other things.
Yeah, now if you can get the loan for dark chocolate, because dark chocolate increase in price and looks like it's hard to keep up with credit scores and pay payments on time.
I still think if you need a loan for dark chocolate, you might want to reconsider your life a little bit.
I guess I can cut down on chocolate or improve my credit score. How is your company helping with that?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to level the playing field because banks have access to your credit history, to your credit scores, and so should you. So by going to creditkarma.com, you can find out your credit scores and insurance scores and get a lot of other information on how to improve it, how to make sure that you're aware of any changes to your credit history, all that good stuff.
So, how old is your company?
I believe it started about 6 years ago by 4 people, and it's now about 100 people. We have a big office in the heart of downtown San Francisco. It's a fun place to work.
Now, a little bit about yourself. I know you have Russian background. Where did you come from?
I was born in Kazakhstan. I came here.
Or your yes,
Yeah.
it's the same
Yeah.
almost country. I was born. It was part of Soviet
Yeah,
Union.
that's and I left shortly, literally months after it was no longer the Soviet Union. And when I came here, there was no such thing in the Soviet Union as credit, so that was just surprising that you can give people this little piece of plastic and they'll give you stuff. So,
Yeah, you can buy lots of things. Did you found out real quick that you have to actually pay back?
yes, that I knew. I've learned before. I got my first credit card, and maybe some people don't. So credit education is important.
Right, or you have to make payments on the car, not just because you got a new car or old car, you still have to make payments or it will be repossessed from the
Yes.
people.
That's the trick. That's the trick they get you with. You have to pay it back.
Yeah, but at least you can have a loan and
Yeah,
still
it's
live
true.
your life, so
Yes.
that's kind of good, that's good. But then credit score, how we can keep up with a good credit score?
Paying on time is one of the things you definitely should do, and you should try to pay more than the minimum, but at least making sure that money comes back to the bank on time. That's the biggest portion of your credit score is defined by your payment history, and particularly your more recent payment history.
So how did you personally become so interested in credit scores?
It just fascinated me how the industry worked and how they figured out who is worthy of credit and who is not, and it's a pretty magic number. When I do analysis, I work as an analyst for Credit Karma. When I do analysis just about all kinds of behaviors, I analyze whether it's how often people come to the site or how much time they spend or how much research they'll do. All of that is correlated with credit scores because credit scores also shows simply how diligent you are.
So now being an analyst, what's your education background?
I have 2 master's degrees, one in engineering from University of Illinois and an MBA from Columbia Business School. So this job kind of combines my technical skills with the business acumen that I got.
So, like, describe what you kind of do. Like, what would be your day-to-day job like?
Oh, the fun thing with this job and fun thing with analytics is that you get literally billions of records that you can dig through in the databases, analyze them, and then come up with best ways to serve our customers. And what I mean by that is that we try to offer people things that would be beneficial for them and that they're also qualified for. So unlike a bank, we work with a number of partners, so we'll look for offers that are right for you, whether they're low rate, car refinancing, or rewards cards.
So Credit Karma is not just to find out your credit score. It can also help you find things like loans and...
Yes, we have recommendations on just about anything that's related to credit scores, even things like auto insurance.
Now, in terms of credit scores, how it's actually calculated? Like secret mystery always. Like, okay, how did I get this number again?
It is a mystery. It is a mystery
Even for you.
even to us. It is a mystery. Even if the credit reporting agencies have their own scores, and then there is a company called Fair Isaac Corporation that calculates a score called FICO, and that's their trade secret, and it's one of the best predictors of how likely you are to default on a loan or pay it on time. And everybody has their little secret sauce on how they calculate their scores. That said, they're all pretty similar. They all basically depend on how well you pay, what kind of accounts you have, how long you've had those accounts. So if you had an account for a while, don't close it. It's good to have accounts that have some history on them. They also look at how much you're looking for credit, so-called credit inquiries. Basically, if somebody is constantly searching for credit, they're probably in distress, and that's not a good sign. So all of those components go into calculating that one magic number.
Now, in terms of when you work and discover people's behavior, what actually surprised you the most?
It surprised me how when you asked me why did it become so important, why do so many people, including employers, start using it, and because it's predictive of just about everything you do. Every analysis I'll do, how much people will click on an email will be correlated with their credit score. It's just a number that captures some essence of your behavior, and it is pretty interesting. It is.
But then I notice, like being here long enough in the United States of America, you can have wonderful family, perfect credit score. Here, divorce come, you have to pay attorneys, you have to pay credit cards, and one is spending more than other. And somebody need to fight over who gonna make payments, and of course then somebody getting late with payments, and here your credit history going down, and the person cannot find a job, not because it was late with payments, but maybe through drastic measures like divorce.
Well, first of all, there is a misconception that spouses have one credit score. You actually don't. Your account, if you have credit accounts that are together, they'll influence both of you. With each spouse has their separate number. They can be very different, and but then again, if a life event like a divorce or loss of a job happens to you, credit can come handy, and credit is a good thing. It can get you through the hard times. So as long as you can manage to stay above water, or maybe if necessary renegotiate your loans, settle them and move on, that's one way to rebuild your credit. And if that's necessary, sometimes that's what you have to do.
Now, yes, how you will get the free credit scores, and you told us not too many you should ask for.
You can come to Credit Karma and get your updated credit score every week. It's absolutely free, and there are other sites that offer free credit scores, and you can check them all. Just make sure that if they're not asking you for a credit card, or they're not giving you a free trial for a couple of weeks and then start charging you. So that's you should never pay for it. And the same thing for credit reports. The government actually requires that every one of the three major agencies give you a free credit report once a year, and you can go to annualcreditreport.com. Again, annualcreditreport.com, and get your Experian, Equifax, TransUnion's credit reports in their entirety. And anytime you are denied credit, you're also entitled to a free credit report.
In terms of free credit monitoring, would you suggest that, and what is that all about?
Well, we also do credit monitoring. You can come to our website, or you can install our app on iPhone or Android, which gives you notifications every time a new account is opened, or you get an increase in your credit limit, or your credit utilization changes significantly. So you can monitor, and if you don't recognize the new account, then you should immediately call the creditor. And you can do that, like I said, through the website, through our apps, or through our emails.
Wait, is the only thing that determines your credit score like like what you've done financially, or do other life experiences kind of determine your credit score? Because I know for like for car insurance and things, they'll take like your age, your gender, whether you're married or not, and all that things into account. Or is your credit score like that, or is it just your financial?
It's just your financial. It does not take into account anything about you, not your age, not your gender, not your race. It's absolutely blind to any of that. It only takes into account your credit history. In fact, not even all your financial information goes in it. For instance, how much money you make or how much money you have in the bank, that does not matter. It only matters how you deal with your credit accounts. Your investment accounts, your assets, that is not a part of the credit score. Now, that might be a consideration when you apply for a loan. The bank might ask you, but that's not a part of the credit score.
What about credit scores and how it can tell us about human psychology?
And that's one of the funnest parts about my job, is trying to figure out how to make sure that people who come to our website are, based on their credit score, are given just enough information. Because some credit score can tell you, and the composition, not just your credit score, but the composition of your credit can tell you what kind of things you might be looking for. So maybe you're up for your history paying on your car might tell us when you might consider getting another checking out insurance rates with somebody else. And I can tell you, the car I drove here, we paid 2.5% APR on it, and less than $100 a month for insurance, parking in San Francisco. So those are some of the things that become considerably cheaper when you have good credit.
Now, when I have an intern, he's 16 years old. Do you have credit cards yet?
No, I don't have any credit cards. I have one debit card, but no credit.
So when he will start to know about credit score, or in general, when people start to have credit scores in the United States of America?
You start having a credit score when you've built enough credit history. So a debit card will not do that for you, unfortunately. But your parents, if they have credit cards, can put you as an authorized user on their cards. And that might start building a history. In fact, you can start building a history as soon as you're born. If somebody else trusts you enough to put you on their account.
I still don't think my little 6-year-old brother should be an authorized credit card user. That doesn't sound too bright.
Yeah, but you sound like a nice young man. You can probably convince your parents into that and start building credit. That said, starting in 2009 with passage of the Card Act, the Congress significantly limited how much credit should be extended to people under 21. So
21.
Yes, it used to be 18, and yes, and when I was in college, they set up booths with attractive ladies in them, trying to get everybody to sign up for credit cards. That is now outlawed, which is a good thing.
So now, what if you're an immigrant and you don't have rich parents to support your credit score or credit card? Then what's happened? So if I just come to America and here I am, no credit history, need to get the credit card, and everybody say, well, you don't have any credit history, you don't get any credit cards. Then what to do?
Well, there are actually banks that have literally credit cards for newcomers. You can search for them. And if you have a decent job and can show income, you can get one of those cards. Alternatively, if you don't qualify, they're so-called secured cards. And for a secured card, you put up a certain amount of money in the bank, and that basically gives them security, and then you have a credit, except if you put in $300 there, then you can use $300 in credit. And within a year or two, if you make your payments well, then you've built enough history to get a regular credit card, and then you don't need secured cards. So you start with small limits, and then you build up from here, from all secured cards, and then you build up from there. So in due time, you can buy cars and houses and things on credit.
Okay. So, what do you like about working at Credit Karma?
I think it's a great place to work, and I love the people I work with. It's a very smart, dedicated group of people, and we all care about basically making sure that consumers get access to the information that banks have, and that also, being the largest player in our industry, we have literally information on tens of millions of people, and we can analyze it to make sure that we give just the right offers to the right people, and that's part of my job, and that's what makes it fun. So it's great people, great work, and real focus on doing the right thing. That's what I love about it.
Sounds amazing. So, is your company hiring?
Absolutely. If you look on our website, creditkarma.com. If there are any jobs that you are qualified for and excited about, contact our HR department, we'd love to have you.
What kind of qualifications would an analyst need?
Analysts come from all kinds of fields. There's no such thing as like an undergraduate degree in analytics. A lot of people get degrees in technical disciplines such as engineering, economics, sometimes statistics, math. Some people just start in other fields and find data fascinating. And if you learn about databases, how to use Excel, how to do statistical analysis, those are the kinds of things that make an analyst. But it's just this intense curiosity, I think, is the biggest prerequisite, just wanting to dig into the data and out of billions of rows of data come up with this one insight.
So, how your company, Credit Karma, is different from other organizations in the financial industry?
Well, we are not a bank, so we focus on making sure that everything that we do benefits our customers, and we have dozens of partners with whom we work, and we look for the best offer for you, regardless of who. Basically, making sure that it's right for you, and so you can build your credit over time, or extend it, or make things cheaper for yourself. So that is a rare focus in the financial industry, and just by having access to that much information by now, and having a great group of analysts that know what to do with it, to make sure that every time you come to us, we show you all the information that you need to know, get things that you need done, and move on with life.
What would you wish to our listeners and viewers? At the end of your interview, we always ask these questions as a person and as an employee of Credit Karma.
Use credit wisely. That's obviously the first thing. Just don't get into more debt than you can handle. And if you have good credit, there are lots of benefits from it. Low rates is just a starter. Everything that they buy on a credit card, they get 2 to 5% back on categories such as every time I go to a restaurant, I get 5% back. So just do a little more research, and credit can work for you. It can save you money and make your life more enjoyable, more secure, knowing that you have something to fall back on. So happy high credit scores to you.
So with high credit scores, you have more opportunities, better jobs, better loans, better APR, and better cars, better houses, better clothes, more chocolate.
More
Before Valentine's Day, during, and after.
and yes, you can now buy chocolate all the time.
Or you just receive it, so that's
Yeah.
okay too.
Yes, don't overdose on chocolate.
Yes, yes. Chocolate.
Okay.
Chocolate still has other bad effects, so just eat in moderation, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when you come to Credit Karma, because you can always check your free credit scores, you can do it weekly, but then you also said it's not good to check your credit score all the time, because then analysts can get suspicious. Oh, why I'm checking credit score every
no,
week? Okay.
we love when people come back to our site, but there's one other thing about checking your credit scores. When a bank checks your credit scores, that works against you. That creates so-called a hard inquiry on your profile. That means you're looking for credit. When you're coming to us to check your credit score, that's a so-called soft inquiry, and they can do it as often as you'd like. It does not affect the score.
So it means when I apply for too many credit cards, that's not good. But I can check my credit scores all the time. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Stan Kalman was coming from Credit Karma. You can find all the information at creditkarma.com. You're welcome to check us not our credit, but you can ask any
don't
questions.
go out and look at our credit.
And check with me, olgashow.org, if you have any follow-up questions. And you can always try to reach Stan Kelman through us, olgashow.org, or Credit Karma directly, creditkarma.com. And thank you, Stan,
Thank you for having me.
coming into our show. And I'm pretty sure you will keep us updated with new regulations and new outcomes and new surprises. Thank you. You listen, Olga Show.
Thank you.